FEC data shows that some senior citizens across the U.S. have been donating thousands of times per year. Some of these individuals' names and addresses are attached to over $200,000 in contributions. We went and knocked on a few of their doors to corroborate the data that we received. We're wondering if these donors are victims of what appears to be a money laundering scheme. Cindy No of Annapolis, Maryland, who in the year 2022 allegedly contributed over 1,000 times to Act Blue, totaling $18,849.77. That means Cindy would have had to donate 3 times a day, every day, for the whole year. My name's James O'Keefe, and we're doing a story on the number of people that have donated. You did donate to Act Blue, right?
Once in a while.
What about $18,850?
No, I don't think so.
You know people are using your address?
I don't think so.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. So to everyone who is mad that Elon Musk now has your social security number and all of your private information, Act Blue and apparently USAID already had it. So you shouldn't be upset. The government already had your social security. They issued it to you. They already have your private information. You have an FBI agent assigned to you. I definitely have an FBI agent assigned to me with this show. So the people who are upset about, Elon Musk now having access to it, guys, remember, if you have an app on your phone that's free, you are the product. You understand this, right? Like, you put in your phone number, you put in your name, you put in your information. If you have something, any app on your phone that is free, you're the product. So people are like, it's like whenever it says, can we share your information or can we track information on your phone? They're not just tracking you. They're tracking what apps. They're tracking you to how they can best market to you. Mm-hmm. They're learning about you.
Yep.
So, again, you're the product. And they already had that information. They always had. So, quit freaking out about Elon Musk having it because it's too late. He already had your crap. The government already had all your crap.
He also, remember, he ran, what's it called? PayPal. He started PayPal.
Yeah.
So he already had that information too.
Yeah. He had access to your bank accounts. So calm down. So anyway, but the whole point of this story is what James O'Keefe is doing. So that old lady is like, I donated to Act Blue one time. That's one of several thousand people who had again, you heard in the video, it's like that lady donated 3 times a day, every day for a year. And she was like, no, I didn't. Do you think the old lady's lying, or do you think that USAID and Act Blue captured her information and were straw donating with her address, just saying it's her, and donating it through untraceable funds through USAID and things like that?
Yep.
You don't think that's what's happening? Isn't that what the show's about today, Chad?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You can see from our little thumbnail here, if you're watching, Act Blue versus DOGE, and DOGE is going hard after this because they got a lot of their funds cut from USAID. So we're gonna see what's going on. But the first article that I have pulled up right here is from the New York Post, and this is from over a year ago. This is from October 29th of 2024. Mm-hmm. This is how long this is being talked about. And Democrats and mainstream media don't publish stuff like this. Only right-wing media things do. And then what does the left always do? They go, "Oh, that's just a right-wing conspiracy theory."
It's like when we had that conversation with that guy. He's going, the Obama administration weaponized the IRS against conservative NGOs. Mm-hmm. And they're like, that's not true. I read one CNN article that said that's not true. So therefore it's not true. That is the extent of Democrats and people who follow Democrats' knowledge on these things. Yeah. They don't actually know anything about it. Again, the best way I heard it put was by Tim Pool. So it's just not just a war between the informed and the uninformed. It's a worldview of Democrats' worldview are based on lies, as where Republicans' worldviews are based on tons of information. And I would say, at least if it's not based on truth, it's based on principle. Mm-hmm. As where Democrat worldviews are based on lies, not principle, not truth, or anything along those lines.
Yeah, believing a narrative versus getting a multitude of information and not being conservatives. You can say the conservatives can be wrong, but they'll get multiple sources of information that are conflicting, and they'll still be like, I don't trust any of them. Whereas the liberal will just go, I'm trusting the one article that I read from this news person that I think I trust.
Again, Democrats have been living life on easy mode for a long time. Again, like remember when I was in college, I've told you guys this story 1,000 times. Whenever you would argue with somebody in college, or I would argue with somebody in college who was a lefty, I'd be like, hey, this thing's happening. And then they'd pull up a what was the fact checkers, PolitiFact, and be like, no, you're wrong. PolitiFact says so. And I'm sitting there with my basically my dick in my hand going, well, I guess I am wrong because I don't have a way to combat a alleged fact checker site other than just be like, who fact check these fact checkers? They go, well, these are reputable sources. So
exactly, but that's the problem. Is like as we're learning now, who fact checks the fact checkers, and two, as we've learned now, the fact checkers have been politically biased for as long as they've been around.
Since they were invented, they were politically biased. So again, it's like me going against somebody going, hey, this is a Milton Friedman and a economic, source going, hey, this is wrong, and the government's doing this and weaponizing, the IRS against conservatives. And then he reads one CNN article headline and goes, that's not true. And then that's it. End of conversation. Like, how do you move forward with that? You know what I mean? It's like that's why it's impossible to have conversations with people. If your worldview is based on a lie, and my worldview is based on truth and principle, we can't have a conversation.
Yep. But anyway, I'll read this article first, and then we'll get to the Charlie Kirk breakdown of it. Treasury finds hundreds of transactions linked to fundraising platform Act Blue, flagged by banks GOP memo. The Treasury Department has found records of hundreds of transactions linked to Democratic fundraising platform Act Blue that have been flagged by banks as potential and suspicious. Excuse me. According to the congressional memo exclusively obtained by the Post, House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer briefed his panel's Republican members last week on potentially fraudulent and illicit financial activity involving political donations portal following brief with a Treasury staff. Although the Treasury has not yet produced any records, it is currently reviewing hundreds of potentially responsive records. Cromer, Republican Kentucky, revealed that on October 25th memo, the Treasury revealed that this is one of the largest records it has in the Congress, he added. Those records could include evidence, money laundering, fraudulent counterfeit use of credit cards and debit cards, wire transfer fraud, identity theft, and other financial crimes flagged since January 1st of 2023, and suspicious activity reports that the financial institution file with the federal government. Cromer told oversight panel members that his staff is working closely with the Treasury to obtain the materials expeditiously. Good Lord. The GOP-led congressional committees and Republican state attorneys generals in Missouri, Texas, Wyoming have probed Act Blue this year with similar allegations of fraudulent fundraising. So-called dummy accounts have potentially made thousands of individual donations to Democratic causes, which is exactly what we were talking about with that old lady right there. Mm-hmm. She made making three donations to the Democratic Party of like
3 donations a day for a year. Somebody used her address. It made this dummy account and was transferring funds in there based on her name and address. Mm-hmm. That's illegal.
Yeah. So-called dummy accounts have potentially made thousands of individual donations to American causes. Executive Herman Cain, chief of the Wisconsin Republican strategist Mark Block, alleged in an explosive racketeering lawsuit earlier this month that his identity was one of many that had been stolen and used to make at least 385 donations worth of $884 to the Harris Victory Fund and other left-wing communities. Individual contributions of less than $200 do not have to be reported to the Federal Elections Commission, which is why what we're talking about right there is why they're sending in a bunch of small, like $100 to $200 donations in these people's names. That's what they're doing. What are you laughing at?
Like that picture of that old lady there. Sorry. It looks like an old Paul McCartney if Paul McCartney transitioned. So I was like, oh, ringy dingy dong dooey. Like, sorry, I just saw that picture. And that image just popped right in my head.
That's
couldn't handle
funny. That's pretty funny. That's good. That's a good cue right there too. That's not wrong.
It's a transgender Paul McCartney.
Individual contributions don't have to be reported to the Federal Elections Commission. Until recently, Act Blue did not require card verification values for online transfers with debit cards, credit cards, or prepaid cards opening their portal to fraudulent and illicit foreign contributions. So the little card number, the little 3 numbers on the back of your credit card, they did not ask for that. That is how you prevent credit card fraud. So House Administrations Committee Chair Brian Steele, Republican, Wisconsin, in a Monday letter claimed his panel's investigation found that China, Russia, Iraq, and Venezuela in particular may be exploiting U.S. donors by making straw donations without individuals or Act Blue's knowledge. Okay, so we have the Democratic Party also accepting money from foreign members. I said, so why is it always the Democrats are always getting money from foreign interest?
Yeah.
If a Republican gets money from a foreign interest, the thought of Trump
Heads
working with
will
Russia,
roll.
exactly, like the Democrats would be up in arms and they'd have them out of office within like a week.
Again, like the whole Nixon thing, like the Watergate scandal. Watergate was not actually a scandal. Like stuff had like that had been going on for years in the Democrats and Republicans. They've both done things like that. The only difference was they weaponized it in the media against Nixon. That's it. Like the Watergate scandal, again, especially compared to stuff that the Clintons have done, Watergate scandal is nothing. Like a president wouldn't even consider stepping down for what Nixon did back in the day now.
100%. Like if you think what Nixon did was the worst thing in the world, then you have to be mad at Barack Obama for spying on Trump during his 2016 campaign.
It's what Obama did, and what the Democrats and Obama did to Trump was 10 times worse than the Watergate scandal. If you don't think that's the case, then you have no moral foundation or principles. It's all politics. It's not principle with you.
Yeah. You are the lying piece of crap. Because if you're holding Nixon to that standard, but you won't hold Barack Obama to that standard, you are the problem. Anyway, let's see here. Where did I leave off here? The administration committee probed into some cases. Hundreds of donations to Act Blue were recorded, amounting to $250 from the same individual. So that's what we were talking about, that old lady. Oh, sorry. That wasn't on me. $2.50 from the same individual. Also showed some donors made contributions well beyond their means or the opposite party from one that they usually backed. We rigorously protect our donors' security and enforce strict anti-fraudulent compliance policies, an Act Blue spokesperson told the Post in a statement on Monday. That's another thing. If you're an organization that has a spokesperson and the CEO is not coming out to make these statements, you're too big. You're too big. You don't need a spokesperson. Like, the reason why the president has a spokesperson is because he's just so busy, he cannot be at those White House press conferences at every second.
Yeah. Again, he's running the country. He can't be there. Again, the CEO should have no problem coming out and just being like, yep, hey, that's our bad. Or, hey, this was a good thing that happened. But again, I mean, I get it. See, like, I mean, Elon Musk would be very busy and hard guy to get a hold of, but I mean, he clearly has time to do media stuff. He's always in front of the cameras anymore.
Exactly. That's the point. That's exactly the point. Anyway, Act Blue helped raise more than $2.2 billion for the Democratic candidates' cause during the 2021 and the 2022 election cycle, according to the money and politics tracker OpenSecret.com. The platform has also helped Vice President Kamala Harris with her campaign as much as $46.7 million from donors using Act Blue just hours after she succeeded President Biden as the Democratic nominee.
Jeez.
In addition to the Treasury Office, the Director of National Intelligence and the FBI briefed congressional, committees on the matter. And the Treasury Department did not immediately respond to her request for comment. Who would have guessed?
Yeah, I bet not. Again, the government can never be held accountable for anything. They're never going to take responsibility for anything. It's like, oh, I don't know who was actually in charge of this operation. You know, it's like, it's ridiculous. And, you know, the Democrats are going to make sure that people's heads don't roll for this because they were involved. I mean, again, they're the ones just accepting money. All that money funneled to Ukraine came back to Democrats. Like, that's what's going on here, guys. This is a money laundering machine. I'm so glad USAID is gone. I can't wait till I find more government rods me. People who are upset by this, I don't understand. Why is anyone upset by this? Trump was talking about giving us, the taxpayers, $10,000 back from the waste and rot that he got rid of in USAID. You have a problem with that? I mean, hell, look, you have two options. I would say they keep that 10 grand and apply it to the national debt, or they give it back to us and we use it to stimulate the economy. Either way, it's going to be a good thing. So it's ridiculous. But yeah, you got some Charlie Kirk stuff here you wanted to look at too?
I was gonna pull this up. You want me to do the multi-screen for this, or just is that good, right? Like
It's
that?
totally up to you.
Okay.
Man.
I'll just do it like this. But Charlie Kirk breaks down this little 4-minute thing, and I'll pause it, and you can give our 2 cents like
Sure.
throughout it. But he does a really great breakdown of this.
Love
And this is the more update. Like I said, I read that because that was from last year. And we're just now breaking down more into this crap right now. Now this stuff is breaking.
For years, the Democrats have had a suspicious fundraising advantage. For years, the Democrats have enjoyed a nonstop flow of money from an organization called Act Blue. Now, Act Blue operates as a fundraising powerhouse that is a pseudo payment processor. So if you are a Democrat donor and you want to give money to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or to Gavin Newsom or to whomever, you have an Act Blue account. It remembers your payment information, very similar to Amazon.com. So when you want to donate to one of these candidates, they make it stupid easy. You could donate to Kamala Harris or to any Democrat in 2 clicks or less. 1, 2, boom, $100. You don't have to input your credit card every time. And they even make it with monthly contributions. They put it on autopilot. Now, Republicans have an equivalent when red, but it just pales in comparison. However, there's something very weird happening at
Which, in this case, I would 100% believe that means it's more grassroots because people don't sign up to donate to a political cause monthly. Who does that?
Yeah,
Like you pass like a guy on the street, like, here's $10 for saving the planet. Or
yeah,
whatever.
it'd be like the guy that came in here, Aaron. It's like here's $100 for your campaign. Good luck. You know what I mean? Like that. That's something normal that you would do. It's like here's $100 I'm donating to your cause. Like a monthly. That's like they're trying to make Act Blue like a subscription service like Netflix. Like, sorry, monthly charge, monthly
Subscribe
charge.
to your local Democratic Party office.
What's even scarier, though, is the fact that they don't have to read that little chip card number. But number two, imagine if it was the other way around. Imagine if Amazon was making purchases on your behalf. That's what this is. But this is not a business. This is a Democrat funding machine. Like I said, and again, straw donations being made based on, so where is this illegal money coming from? You know what I mean? Again, this is why I say USAID is basically a money laundering organization for the Democrats.
100%.
So the reason the Democrats have been so good at causes and making and getting donations is because they're using our tax dollars to keep themselves alive because their ideas are so morally bankrupt.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. All right, let's get back to the video.
Act Blue. James O'Keefe has done a lot of reporting to Act Blue and found that
Thank
some of
God
the
for James
addresses didn't
O'Keefe.
always correlate with donors. There's a congressional investigation into Act Blue, and more people are calling into a criminal investigation. Now, we have said many times here on this program that the cash advantage that Democrats have enjoyed via Act Blue is highly suspicious. Some people hypothesize, is this money coming from overseas? Is this money coming from Iran or China? We don't know, but we do know that Act Blue does not require the CCV numbers, the number on the back of a credit card, which is supposed to diminish fraud. Without requiring a CCV number, it is a lot easier to be able to steal credit card information,
That should be
put up
illegal
fake
already.
credit cards, and pump a lot of money into the American political system. Well, right now, Act Blue is falling apart.
Good.
I wonder why. Act Blue, the Democrat fundraising powerhouse, faces internal chaos, the New York Times writes. At least 7 senior officials have left the group, setting off deep concerns about its future as it confronts scrutiny from congressional Republicans. And it won't just be congressional Republicans. If members of Congress end up sending criminal referrals to Kash Patel, I bet the FBI is going to go after them as well. More than $16 billion has passed through Act Blue in 20 years. Let me say that again. $16 billion has pumped through Democrat Act Blue in the last 20 years. We don't know where all this money is coming from. But now Act Blue is starting to close its doors, not officially, but they are collapsing from within. There are so many nuggets of this article. I could do an entire hour-long show on this.
Stop. All those people cutting and running, getting their money and running. I mean, you wonder why, like it was Tim Pool did that thing where it's like all those people in Washington, D.C., specifically Google searching in the Washington, D.C. area, Googling criminal attorney, defense attorney, went up 1,000% after Trump took office. That should raise some flags. Now, Democrats will say it's because they know that the fascist dictator is getting ready to start illegally throwing them in jail. No, that's not it. It's because these people know they've been doing illegal stuff, and now they're getting ready to have the long dick of the law coming after them.
Yeah, no kidding. And this is the issue, is that Democrats have been money laundering, especially from foreign adversaries. Like, I mean, the fact that this is happening, if this happened to a Republican, Democrats would never let it go. They'll be talking about it next month.
Here's what Democrats will justify this just by saying, well, Republicans all have that big oil money, so it's not fair anyway.
Well, all the Democrats seem to have that big pharma money right now.
Yeah.
So you don't have a leg to stand on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, these people are getting illegally funded from your taxpayer dollars, and they're being funded by big pharma. So get wrecked. Again, it's all about politics, not about principle.
Mm-hmm. We'll finish this out. It's only got It's only got about a minute left.
Quote, if Act Blue were to become severely diminished, Democrats running for offices at levels of all government could face setbacks significant in their efforts to raise cash. Candidates for offices ranging from school board and city council to presidency rely on the platform for online fundraising, while Republicans have spent years trying to catch up. We have not caught up on this game.
Because I would argue that it has been completely manipulated.
Yeah.
Like, if we can't catch up, if there can't be a Republican equivalent, it's because it's not a natural event that's happening. It is being propagated by something.
Or being cheated by something. Again, it's crazy. Even if George Soros used all of his money to fund Democrats, he would be broke. Like, he could not organically fund the Democrats. He could do it for maybe a year or two before it'd be like, I wasted all of my money funding politics. And then again, it's like, well, let's just set up organizations like USAID where we can just make taxpayers fund the Democratic Party.
Which, that's the big thing that they're also talking about right now regarding this, is like USAID is funding like all these NGO groups that are like, and if you look at them, they're all Democratic, mainly majority causes, like climate change,
illegal immigration
processing. Yeah, like LGBTQ causes. Like, it's everything that it's Democrats funding Democratic causes, in which they send more Democrat money back to USAID. I mean, this is the thing. It's Democrats scamming the system, giving money to themselves.
Yeah.
And then, like, you remember, these organizations will hire out speakers. And who are these speakers? Democratic Party officials that they will pay money to come speak at their events.
Or Democrat partisans who are not affiliated with the Democratic Party, but they're partisans in their political affiliations, giving speeches and getting paid exorbitant amounts to give speeches to certain groups.
Exactly. He said, never notice that there's never, like, a USAID, like, gun group organization or, like, pro-oil, backed thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Let's finish out this video. It's almost done.
The highest-ranking legal official at Act Blue, as well as the assistant research director, the chief revenue officer and engineer who spent 16 years building and maintaining Act Blue's infrastructure, have all left.
I wonder
They said,
why.
quote, Zain Ahmed, who was the last remaining lawyer in the Act Blue General Counsel's office, wrote an internal Slack message on February 26 that his access to his email and other internal platforms has been cut off, and that other messages he posted in Slack have been deleted, according to screenshots obtained by the New York Times. Mr. Ahmed is now on leave from Act Blue, according to a person briefed on the group staffing. Quote, please be advised that we have an anti-retaliation whistleblower policies for a reason, Mr. Ahmed wrote. Whoa. The congressional investigations are only going to heat up. There might be criminal investigations to follow. Is the Democrat ATM closing? Is the easy money gravy train coming to an end? If so,
destroy it. Cast it into the fire.
The House and the Senate for a decade. Not an exaggeration.
Yeah,
I love it.
Great.
I love it. This is good stuff, man. I mean, again, the reason people believe the crazy things they do is because Democrats have had unfettered access to your tax dollars through USAID, through these NGOs. Why fix the system if we can just pay ourselves whatever we want by creating an NGO and having USAID fund it? And we just write them a blank check saying, I need $1 billion to run this transgender children facility. What are you going to use it for? Oh, mainly salary, but we'll do some stuff. We'll give some kids some books and some crowns and have some not pay these drag queens to go read to kids at the library. and we'll pay everybody else here to run that operation. Everybody gets $1 billion each. The secretary, the CEO, the CFO. Like, it's just like 3 people in a freaking kitchen. It's like, yeah, perfect. We are a legit NGO now, and we just tell people, go read to these. Hey, tranny, go read to this kid at the public library on Tuesday.
Yeah, and then I have these memes pulled up now. It's like, remember, all these organizations are losing their credibility, and here it is again. Los Angeles Times. Yeah, Los Angeles Times. Gee, there's no way coronavirus was made in a U.S. research with U.S. research funds. Here's why. And then you have this next one, major shift. NIH admits funding risky virus research in Wuhan.
Dude, Fauci, you are evil. You are a known liar. You didn't know how to handle AIDS. I mean, you thought AIDS was like airborne, for God's sakes. Like, yeah. I mean, AIDS is airborne. It's not. We don't know anything about it. It's like, why is it only affecting a certain group of people? Why it's just airborne for homosexuals. It's like, no, man, you are retarded, dude. Yeah. Like, this guy.
That's why it says here on the thing from Rothmas, it says pardon. This is why he was pardoned.
Yeah, exactly. So again, it's nuts, man. It's nuts. It's so sad that these people won't be held accountable.
Mm-hmm. Then I have this next one. This one's from Stone Toss, and of course, it's no one is above the law, and it's Trump being arrested, and you've got Biden doing a dirty deal with Ukraine in the background with taxpayer funds, no less.
Yeah, son of a gun. He didn't get they fired him.
Next one is how the left always points out like dog whistles. Pepe the Frog, dog whistle. Guy giving the okay hand gesture, whistle. Guy carrying a come and take it flag, whistle. And then he sees a guy working out, and he's like, And then he walks away, and the guy who's working out just goes, shh. Because if you know now, they're trying to come after working out. If you work out, you are a right-wing extremist.
Yes, working out is a right-wing extremist.
No, what's it called? It's manosphere. You're a manosphere chauvinist.
Yeah. So again, I mean, apparently working out and going to the gym is a right-wing phenomenon. So dumb. But it's kind of true though. It's like sports, It's like, look, the weight room is the one place you can go where you cannot cheat your results. You can use steroids to get bigger quicker. But like I said, just because you inject yourself with steroids doesn't mean your six-pack abs are going to come in. It just means you're going to be able to do more. You're just going to get stronger in a quicker amount of time. So
and your balls will shrink.
Yeah. But again, you can't cheat the results.
Yep. And this next one here I just thought was really funny. Successful examples of rebranding. Federal Express, FedEx, Microsoft, their new Microsoft Windows logo.
Yeah, that's lame, but whatever.
Target with the whole spelled out Target, and then they have the little all red Target.
That's good.
And then communism. It goes to Black Lives Matter, Democratic Party, LGBTQ stuff, and anti-fascist.
Yeah, Antifa. Yeah, again, that's perfect examples of rebranding there. Perfect meme. Perfect meme. That makes,
That's really all I've got, unless you wanted to go over this, because I can end with that James O'Keefe video, or I can do this one, since that O'Keefe one technically has music on it. This is the one of that guy that's getting paid to do the DOGE stuff, to protest DOGE outside of a building.
Oh yeah. Well, let's watch this one and talk about it real quick before you end with the James O'Keefe one.
Zoom in on this just a little bit so everybody can see it a little bit better. Okay, let's try that. Bring it on down. Bring it downtown.
Bring it around town.
All right, here we go.
Right,
ready?
Roll it.
Yeah, I get paid to be out here.
You get paid to be out here?
Yeah.
Amazing. So some pack.
Yeah, you really are getting paid for this?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh. Definitely. 100% I'm getting paid for this. Yeah.
No one just goes somewhere, holds up a sign to protest for free, unless you are just a diehard. That guy literally is like, he looked bored as they roll up on him, like, yeah, I get paid to be here. Like, yeah, if you're going to pay me to do nothing but just stand here at the sign, I mean, how much, good Lord, you pay me enough money. If you were to pay me my normal salary at work just to stand around outside and enjoy the sun and do nothing, someone's probably going to do that.
Again, this is one of those things where it's like, can you trust that any of the protests that you've seen in the last, 10 years are even organic? I mean, well, think about this. Have any protests since the creation of USAID been organic or real. I'm sure that they had some, like, obviously the protest had some grounding in an issue that was taking place. But can you trust that anyone there was actually there organically?
Yeah.
Or were they all being paid to be there?
Yeah.
Again, this is one of those things where you just have to, like, look back at the last, like, 40, 50 years of history and just be like, were all these bums just, like, getting paid to be there? And, like, they were rebel rousers trying to get things to go worse.
They were promised like $50 or a meal or something.
No,
to
they
be
were.
there.
So I mean, I guarantee you, they were promised free airfare and free travel, and then they were said, okay, you pay. Once you get there, pay. You hold up these signs. You pass out these signs. Like, again, it's like whenever those people show up, like to those Palestinian rallies and stuff. We know that. However, it's probably not just USAID. Definitely Qatar funds a lot of the Islamic rallies. But you go there and it's like, did you make this sign? They go, no. Some guy over there handed it to me. Who's paying for that?
Like with those random bricks and stuff that'll show up at these protests. Why is there a pallet of bricks here?
Yeah, exactly. Again, courtesy of USAID, courtesy of Qatar, courtesy of foreign adversaries trying to influence our country. This is what's scary about what's going on right now in the world. And again, people are trying to obfuscate and throw blame, like, Elon Musk has our private data. It's like, guys, apparently the Democratic Party has been using Democrat addresses and as straw mans for your purchases and donations, saying, like, hey, random lady from, Tulsa, Oklahoma, guess what? We just found out that that Act Blue, you've been donating to Act Blue $1,000 every day, 3 times a day for 3 years. I donated twice, but not that much. It's like, they have your information, they're using it. They might not be using your bank account, but they're funneling the USAID money that they get back to the Democratic Party.
Well, here's another scary thing that you haven't even thought about. Is like, remember, we were told for years that the federal government does not have access to our personal bank accounts. And then COVID happens, and a stimulus check just randomly appeared in yours and my bank account. And this is before we'd ever joined the military.
Yeah.
And we'd never worked for the federal government before.
Yeah, the Army has my bank account now, but
they didn't have it pre-20. Yeah, they didn't have it pre-COVID. But all of a sudden, like, that $1,200 stimulus check showed up in my bank account. I didn't freaking, give the government that, but they apparently have access to it.
And again, how many? Again, as far like, thank Trump for that, but at the same time, it's like, how many bank accounts did those go to that people have been dead, or how many bank accounts did they go to that weren't even active bank accounts anymore?
As we've seen with the Social Security stuff.
Yeah, like these Social Security. There's a 340-year-old lady who died, before the country was founded.
Yeah.
Collecting Social Security. How is that possible? Again, folks, there's a lot of government bloat, rot, and waste, and anybody who is complaining about Elon Musk and DOGE going in and cleaning it up, fine. Look, and I get it. There is some issues with Elon Musk and the vast majority of his companies being subsidized by the government and the American taxpayer. I get it. I get and understand where you're coming from. However, we want to be on the forefront of innovation, and Elon Musk is the forefront of that innovation. Like I said, again, guys, he captured a rocket in space and brought it back.
A rocket coming down.
From space. That's amazing. That's the type of stuff you need to fund. I mean, that's like JFK's, we will not go to the moon because it is easy, but because it is hard. It's like Elon Musk will capture rockets not because it's easy, but because it's hard. So again, I question your, I don't know, part of me is, questions your intellect when it comes to the fact that you're more upset about Elon Musk having your private information, which every app on your phone, all the companies, like whatever app you have on your phone, whatever, it doesn't matter what company it is, they're tracking your bank account stuff. They're tracking all of the other apps on your phone.
Every single evil corporation that you buy from has your information to you.
Yes. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy other than the apps on your phone.
Who would have guessed that Amazon, that evil Amazon, Jeff Bezos, he has your credit card number right now.
He has it. He has all of it. And you gave it to him willingly. Same goes with Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. Not only that, you told Zuckerberg where you live. He knows your home address.
He knows what you're doing with every photo you post, where you are exactly.
He knows all those dirty little secret Facebook groups and all the likes you put on those girls' photos that your wife doesn't know about. They know all of it. Mm-hmm. He has a database full of those messages that you don't want your wife to see. You know, like, so what are you talking about here, folks? What is the deal? So again, I question a lot of these people on the left's sanity when it comes to this crap because, again, the government knows your social security number. The government has your access to your bank account. Before Elon Musk showed up, they had that stuff. So quit freaking out. Quit making a mountain out of a molehill. I mean, if you don't want the government to have it, petition that and be like, the government shouldn't even have access to any of that. Which, look, I'm totally about. Like, yeah, I don't want them knowing. I think get rid of the social security card. You know, like, why do they need to know? I don't want them tracking my money. Yeah. I don't want to pay taxes.
Yeah, we should get rid of Social Security. It should go into a SEP IRA.
Yeah.
Like, it should go into your own personal, like, checkings or whatever account that you can't touch until you retire.
No, but I mean, like I said, it's they know they want it in Social Security so the government can tell you whether or not you can or can't have that Social Security.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you don't qualify yet. Sorry, we changed the term. I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. Thanks, U.S. government.
Yeah. Well, it's also the other thing is, like, whenever Grandpa passed away, he made substantially less Social Security than our grandmother because he worked more than she did. But she got more Social Security money, which doesn't make any sense.
But then whenever he died, his wife didn't get access to his Social Security. It's like, sorry, lady, that was his Social Security, not yours. Well, I know that he paid, 83 years in taxes, but that's other people's Social Security now, not yours, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So.
Imagine if that would have been in a SEP IRA.
And it was just like, he just inherits it after he dies. That's her money now. She can do whatever she wants with it. There's a million other avenues, but I mean, the problem is Democrats have worked their way into thinking there's no way to think outside of the box. We just have to do it this way because there's no other way. Mm-hmm. Again, that's the type of thinking that will get you killed because you're just going to keep funding a dying system.
Exactly. But all right, well, that's all we've got.
Yeah, that's all I've got for you today. This is the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. But that's all we've got for you. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.
Do you work for Active? Are you with Active? Sir, do you work for Active? We've uncovered thousands of contributions. People in Maryland